Celeb Brothers, but on the side. We think of ourselves as the Danica to the main show situation. We've been rinsing it since launch night. Oh, yeah. Right, it's Welsh fact time. I kind of wanted a little sound for that, but we don't have one. Ding! Did you know there are only 214 days left until St David's Day? Did you guys know that? Did you know that? I didn't think they did. What better way to celebrate? It is exciting! What better way to celebrate that fact than with an exclusive clip? I think that's very fitting. Here we go.
Big Brother were out saying to me, what do you think the problem is with Julie, with you? And I went, I don't know.
I don't know.
Because it's been from day dot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never met the woman. I've no history with her. But I sensed it within 24 hours.
So did everyone, though, with you two.
But I said, I don't know. And I don't care. But don't keep telling me you love me. And that's the bit I hate. That's the only bit of the game I hate, because I can't play the game to that extent. Like, I couldn't have taken... If Sam had been sobbing last night, I couldn't have walked her to the diary room. Because part of me would have thought, you've just fucking nominated her.
An element of guilt.
No, it's not even that. It's to look good. Ain't she caring? Ain't she lovely? That's what she thinks. And I'm just hoping that people, not you lot, but people in general can see through it.
Colleen is having none of it. So there's been so much going on in the house lately, and I desperately need some help to try and get my head around it all. So I've asked behaviour guru, Dr. Pam, along to explain it all to me, hopefully. Should be pretty good. Welcome, Dr. Pam. First up, those face-to-face noms, they always end up in a bit of a storm, don't they, basically? What did you make of it all?
Well, apart from the fact there was so much containment going on, where people were holding eye contact, they were determined not to reveal how they were really feeling. Apart from all that, there were two really striking things. First, the prince. There he demonstrated his autonomy from the power structure of the group. If you want to cut the jargon, he grew a pair of, you know what? He stood up and he nominated Julie.
Yeah.
So that was amazing, because it was quite groundbreaking. Now, the other part, of course, was Danica. She was the only one who revealed through her body language that she had rising anxiety, of course, as she realized more and more noms, you know. And there was the situation nominating her. And, of course, that means her whole feminine charms had not worked their magic.
Which a lot of people agree with. One relationship that is looking rather doomed is Julie and Colleen. Where did that go wrong for the two of them?
Well, there's some key things. First off, there's the privacy effect. Now, that's like a sort of big first impression. It's a psychological concept where in certain circumstances, that first impression has a lot of power. Colleen, first night in the house, thought she'd bonded with Julie. She thought it was going to be co-matriarchs. It didn't pan out that way. So what she's left with is cognitive dissonance, where she thought one thing, then Julie nominated her within, 2 days of being in the house, face to face. So she is put in that state of vulnerability, and that's made the relationship very difficult. Colleen hasn't managed to overcome that original vulnerability. The other thing I've got to say, Alice, is they both have very different ways of forming their power structure. So Julie, on the one hand, uses power bids where she isolates and conquers
We've seen
individuals.
a lot of that this week.
Exactly. She said to the situation, are you being played? She said the same thing to Ashley, to Julian.
And it's intense. It's face-to-face. She kind of takes them out of the group, doesn't she?
She takes them out, she isolates them, and she creates a very strong bond. Whereas Colleen does a completely different thing. She consolidates. Within groups, she will talk quite openly, which has left her open to being the scapegoat. And it's very frustrating for her to know that Julie is doing just as much stirring as she is, yet she's getting all the blame.
Well, let's take a look at how Colleen's been coping.
Julie, she's so... Excuse my language, she's so fucking two-faced. And I have felt a bitch coming in here slagging that woman off, but she is so playing the game in a vile way. You know I love you. Piss off, Julie. You haven't loved me from day one.
It's hard in here.
Yeah, it is.
Wow. So she was distraught. She was livid. She seemed really angry. So why are they hugging after all that's passed?
Well, surely you don't think that's a fluffy little hug, do you?
That was that knowing kind of sigh there as well.
Oh, absolutely. That signals potential threat. The way they both hugged each other, it was very much a just sort of, I'm still a threat to you. I'm trying to calm the situation down, but we are threats. So it's very much about, again, the start of a new power battle between them.
It wasn't in any way affectionate, was it? That was kind of like,
fluffy,
begrudging.
No.
Do you agree with Sam's prediction that it's all going to come to a head before tomorrow night's eviction?
Well, I think I would have if we hadn't seen Colleen burn off so much emotional energy by crying in the diary room. I think if she hadn't got all that out, then she was at risk of, in that sort of pressure cooker now with eviction last night, eviction tomorrow night, that she might have blown a fuse, basically.
I think she was worried. She was holding that in, wasn't she? She was quite worried about kind of letting all of that emotion out.
And quite wisely, she's done that in the diary room, and I think now she will manage all that sort of the difficulties with Julie until at least tomorrow night.
OK. Now, some of the housemates have started to pick up on Julie's behaviour. Let's have a little look at that.
I have to tell you something. I'm not happy with some of the things Julie's saying, right?
Yeah, I ain't really said anything bad.
Yeah, I'm not happy with it.
Yeah.
I love Julie as much as you guys, right? But Julie will push it to the edge.
She's never liked me. No, she's covered it up well. Or she thinks she has, but she's never liked me.
Really? Why? What makes you say that, Jude?
Ooh, you should have felt the impact of that pie in my fucking face.
Oh, really?
And I would never do that. Oh, you'll suffer.
The most gentle application of a pie I have ever seen. So on tonight's show, we saw a lot of talk about gangs and people voting for members of their group. What's happening with the groups in there?
Well, look, we see Martin finally coming through. He's been a very reserved alpha male. He's been a steadying influence, but kind of in the background. And now he's telling the younger alphas, you know, you've got to watch it with Julie. If he was strictly playing the game, as he said when he went into the house, then he would have let them drop themselves in it and perhaps aligned themselves too much with Julie when she gets more Machiavellian and when she says quite, you know, cutting things. But instead, he's done the right thing as an alpha. What's happened is the men quite naturally settled into this sort of grouping. We had Prince and Julian, quite independent characters, but there was then Martin at the top, then Harvey and the Situation were really good as co-alphas, and Ashley as their juniors. So that's been very solid, that structure, even with the difficulties of the love triangle. The women, it's been all over the place.
That's more chaotic, isn't it?
Exactly. It's quite a chaotic structure. There's infighting between the different groups of women, and you know, we've got 2 women going out tomorrow night because there's only women up, and I think we will see that settle down with fewer women there. There's going to be, it's much more revealing. You can't hide when you're being Machiavellian or, you know, going behind people's backs.
Is there time, kind of before the end, for new groups to form? Can we see new alliances, I mean, can we see new partnerships? Is there any time for that?
Well, already we're seeing Colleen and Danica, but of course one of them is going to go tomorrow because of the odds. One of them has to go out of the 3. So that would have sat very well. I think they would have allied themselves quite well because Colleen's been less judgmental about Danica's behaviour.
And quite defensive and protective over at times.
Exactly. So I think you know, 2 women are going tomorrow night, so it's going to be a more settled situation, except if Danica stays. Now, if Danica's the one who stays tomorrow night and Colleen and Sam get the boot, then I think there'll be problems with the love triangle. It's going to keep repeating that cycle. So
in a way, we kind of want Danica to stay.
Well, maybe if you want a bit more chaos.
If we want drama and chaos. Dr. Sam, thank you so much. Isn't she brilliant? Every day's a school day. I absolutely love it. Now, yesterday, I became Big Brother. Now, the power went straight to my head, Pam. You can analyse it later. But I thought the house could do with freshening up, so I gave the housemates someone new to play with. Remember when the producers actually let me invent my own task and put it into the Big Brother house? Remember when you were at school and you were bullied so much that you vowed to seek revenge, become a TV presenter and show them who's boss? Actually, forget the last one. Anyway, I'm doing it again. I'm inventing my own task, but this time, I'm not alone. Now I've just got to go talk to Taskmaster Jackson and tell him all about it. Jackson!
Yeah?
Hiya. This is my new little friend. Our new task is called Gnome Alone.
Nice wordplay.
So we're going to give Colleen this lovely gnome and she's going to have to look after him. What do we need to do first?
First, we need to get this little chap in the diary room.
Right, that seems pretty simple. Let's go. Right, we're calling Colleen into the diary room.
You getting dressed up again?
This is Big Brother. Will Colleen come to the diary room?
I don't like when they call me to the diary room. Hello.
Hello, Colleen.
Hello.
Your task is to take Norman into the house and look after him until further notice. You must keep him safe at all costs. Do you understand?
Yes.
It's like he's an honorary Gnomeland sister.
Oh, my God.
Do you like gnomes?
Yeah.
She's really bonded with that gnome really quick. Honestly, it's dangerously close to her nipple. It is worrying. But unfortunately for Colleen, I had a secret mission for Harvey and Martin. Hello, Harvey and Martin.
Hi, how you doing?
Earlier today, Colleen was set the task to look after Norman the gnome. Your secret task is to gnome nap Norman and secretly bring him back to the diary room.
Oh, OK.
Do you have a strategy to pass the task?
I think one's got to distract and the other one's got to attack.
Remember, Martin and Harvey, this is our little secret.
If I can make this come off a bit.
Yeah, pull it off a bit.
Yeah.
And ask her, can you help me?
And then when she's facing this way, you can nick it.
Have we got a plaster or something? Have we got a first aid kit?
Martin's plan is getting really elaborate. It involves loads of props.
I'm going to go in that other bathroom because it's bigger. You sit there, Norman, with your back to me because I've got to have a wee.
Is she talking to Norman? Brilliant. They're taking it really seriously. This is brilliant.
Can't do this for me a sec, please, babes.
I'll have to let Norman watch.
Martin looks really suspicious. There it is. What? It's just there.
He's coming.
Oh, my God! Who's got Norman?
What have you got there, Martin?
Norman the gnome.
Big Brother thinks that was a good steal.
That was the hardest task ever. No one could have done that apart from me and Kempy.
I wanted to play with Norman all day.
Hello, Colleen.
Hello.
Where's Norman?
Oh, don't. I'm bereft without Norman.
For failing to protect him, you will be punished. You look phenomenal.
No more.
So that's 2 amazing tasks that I've given you for free now, and yet you won't let me be on the task team.
I think we've got a work experience slot coming up.
There's no place like Gnome. There's no place like Gnome.